Hey there, buddy, Paller here, and welcome back. So, we're ready to really start playing the game, start moving around, and killing some stuff, and not being killed by ogres, hopefully. So, for those of you playing ahead, our first destination is going to be out that way. That is the Farce of the Fallen Giants, out towards that fortress. Our way of getting there is down through this passageway here. And as you start going through there, right away you're going to find a bonfire within a few minutes on your right up here. That's just the very beginning of it. Later on, if you follow the path, it's relatively linear. You're going to come around to these large set of doors that as soon as you open them, there'll be another bonfire. That's my destination for this episode. It'll take 20 to 25 minutes depending on how many things I pick up, how many times I die. For the first time players, it might take you about 40 minutes or so to get out there, but that's where we're headed this episode. So go ahead and move on through to that. For those of you staying around, before we go, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to consume this human effigy just to reset me back to human form. There we go. Now we better not die, hopefully, and let's rest the bonfire to reset that. And away we go ourselves. Now this area is the easier of the two starting areas. The other direction that we went in order to pick up the shield the last time, that red Paragon shield or whatever it was, is another starting area you can do, but it's a little bit more tougher than this. Right in here in this chest is, I believe, a rusted coin, right? Yeah, a rusted coin. That just boosts the chance of finding item discovery. I've never actually used one. I don't know why. I don't think about it. But got that. Got this lever here that's going to open this door and allow us through. Now, I believe these things are in place just as loading mechanisms. That's what I was informed by some other people. Some of their videos I watched, they said that's what they think they did. And it makes sense, considering this game runs on consoles which are 9 years old, 8 years old. So they needed to put those artificial gates there to create loading walls for the game. And that would make sense. Alright, we're going to spin around and come down here and open this chest. Now you'll see there's another item right over there. You can hop over there from here, but if you miss and fall in the water, you're going to die. There's a safer way to do it. We're going to come back out up here, loop around. And so many blood stains, so much death. Why the needless death? And you can actually run back up the little stream here and pick up this item. I forget what it is. It's just nothing major. Homeward Bone, Lost Soul, no, Undead. So another, I think that's like 300 or 500 souls. Alright. Let's move down through here. We're going to take these guys out. These are the new Hollow Men. Not all that dangerous, though we do want to be a little careful here, as there's quite a few of them, and there is an archer down that way that once we start moving that way will be sniping at us. Of course, before that, right here is that first bonfire I was talking about, so we're going to go ahead and light that. No need to rest at it, we haven't used anything, so we'll run back over here. You can kind of see, you might see the archer back there in the distance. Ah, and there's an arrow from him. Thank you, Mr. Archer. Alright. Now, rather than go right at him, what we're going to do is we're going to hop down here in the water, and we're going to use these logs as protection, as there's another guy right there, and we want to draw him down. And as long as we're standing down here, the archer... Hey, come back here. Where are you going? Come back here. There you go. Anyway, what I was saying is the archer can't hit you. See, he just shoots the logs, because he shoots for center mass, rather than the head. It's a smart archer. Bad tactic for those situations, though. And then we're going to stick our nose down here. New change, if you see a body on the ground that doesn't have an item on it like that, and you did not kill it, whack it. They did that a few times in the original game. They really like to do it in this game, though. It's a common tactic. So if you see a body you want to give it a whack, unless you know that you just killed the guy that was on it. Or if there's an item on it, then it likely is an item, or it's almost always a corpse. Alright, at the top here, we're going to shift over, and we want to put this tree between us and that archer up there. So we want to run over here, take this guy out, and that archer on the other side. We got 2 more here. You want to be a little careful with those. Early on, they can be a problem until you get the flow of combat, as the dagger guy attacks very quick and can stun lock you, and then the axe guy comes along and does a crap ton of damage with his two-handed axe. Or he's two-handing a one-handed axe, I guess, is the better statement. We're going to come out the back here, and we're going to clear up this way. We got the life gem. And come around top here. Here's another item. That's what you get, Archer. It looks like he did shoot me, though. Shot me right through the arm. And leap of faith for this item out here. Short sword. Now, you'll see down there the Hide Knight. He is pretty darn tough. You can beat him. Right now, we could go down there, we could fight him. We'd probably use both our Estus Flasks. We'd also probably end up using at least half of our life gems to kill him. There's no rush on killing him. He won't engage unless you attack him. So you can pretty much just ignore him for now, and I'll show you an easy way later this episode or early next episode to take care of him. And we'll probably want to do that, as his sword is pretty strong early game, especially for a faith-built character. We're going to loot all these items here. And we're going to see here a corpse that we did not put there. Alright. Now, before we take off through that fog, I thought there was one more item. I must have picked it up earlier. Back out through this little hole in the rocks, back to where our ladder was. There's an item down there. This item can be tricky to get. What you want to do is, if you look here, there's kind of another rock on the left side there. So if you follow that stone cliff down, there's that one rock sticking out a little bit further. That is what you want to aim for. That is the only safe place to jump. So we want to run right like this and leap, and I caught a rock. Oh, well, we didn't die, but now we're kind of stuck here. I jumped a little early. I clipped that rock. Let's pop a life gem. I don't remember what that item is out there, but it's worth getting, because we're going to get all that stuff. Okay. Come on. There we go. We made it. Gonna pick that up. Oh, I missed an item back up there, too. Hop down here, down there. And that's like a human effigy, I believe. This is a big item I missed. I got talking and I forgot to loot. No, that's just a life gem. The human effigy is in the chest, that's right. Alright, we're going to come around here. And back up around. And we're 3/4 of the way to that bonfire, which will work well. Okay, through we go. Now, this is designed to make you think you want to run right up this pile of rubble here, and you can see a guy right there. It's a trap. You don't want to go this way. There's another guy in that room that's going to stab you in the back. You actually want to take the normal route and kill him this way. That guy will leave, so just stick your nose out there and then turn right back around. That one at the far end of the hallway, he won't come until you get a little bit closer. Now this is another set of dagger mixed with axe. So you want to be careful that dagger doesn't stun lock you. You notice axe does a good bit of damage. There we go. They're down. No items. And here there is behind this wood bolt. Here comes this guy. Come on. Come on. That's your first actual Royal Guard, I think is what they're called, or Royal Knight. So that would be the equivalent of the Hollow Knights from the original game. Now here's a little bit of an ambush zone. So you have the archer guy there, and then above us you see on that little overcrop is another knight, and he throws fire bombs. What I find works very well is if you stand kind of right here, it'll get this guy with the bow and arrow to sidestep out of the way, because he's going to try to target you. Come on. There you go. And once he's clear, then we want to sprint through and get up there. Come on. Go around a little further. There we go. Now we can sprint up here, and we want to just get clear. Heard the firebomb come from behind us. Alright, that's pretty easy. That guy won't move. He can actually be a pain in the butt to get. I'm going to pop an Estus Flask just so he doesn't get us. As he's going to throw a firebomb, and then we want to... What'll happen is exactly that. You'll knock him down and fall off behind him, and then he'll stab you in the back. So that's why I popped the Estus Flask. He's gone now. And right over here is one more guy we're going to kill. Buckler. So that's a small target shield, good for parrying. Parrying in general, I was never good at it. Even in the first game, I was pretty bad at it. They've made it even tougher. In order to parry, I'm just not good at it at all. So you're probably not going to see me doing it a whole bunch in-game. Maybe as I play through on other characters, I might practice at it. If I get better, maybe we'll see it, but I don't know. Alright. And here is the double doors I wanted. Come on in. And you'll see a vendor there. Let's go ahead and rest the bonfire. And we're going to talk to Malicia.
Anything. Oh, come now, help an old woman and buy something.
Now you may notice she's got some black coming off her hands. Her hands are all wraith-like. She's a very strange one. But she does sell some interesting items. She sells a hat that we want. So she sells the traveling merchant set. Most of this stuff is junk. However, the helmet has a neat effect. Raises item discovery. So we want that. Yeah, how many souls do we have? Yes, good. The other thing she has that's very interesting, she has the key to the blacksmith's hut, and she's going to charge us 1,000 souls for it. You could kill her and get the key. I don't recommend it. She becomes one of the better vendors later on, so we want to keep her alive. So we're going to buy that key, and then we're going to exhaust her dialogue options, and what will happen is she'll eventually say it's time for her to move on, and once she says that, she'll then head back to Majula in the near future, once we kill the first boss.
My name is Malicia. You're a stranger to this land. Oh, we get as strangers these days. Everybody's gone and run off. Dranglake's been a pile of rubble since the war fought long, long ago. And the giants crossed the sea.
I'm going to actually just go through this real quick. I'm sorry. If you're playing the game, you want to listen to it, that's fine. I've just done this so many times. There's a lot of downtime listening to these guys talk. There we go. So it's high time for her to pick up and move. Alright, let me pause for 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. I had to run to the bathroom. Alright, do we have any? Yes, we do. Let's use 2. And use again. Good. And we're going to buy from her to make the High Knight a whole lot easier. Actually, before we do that, first we want 2 black fire bombs. Just to be, or fire bombs. And then the rest we want, say, looks like we can get a maximum of 20. We're going to buy all 20 of those. This is going to make the Hide Knight much easier. The throwing daggers have been buffed quite a bit. Most all the thrown items have been buffed quite a bit. So it'll allow us to take him out without much trouble. And we're going to just travel back here to that. And even more bloodstains. So many bloodstains. We just aggroed everything. Whoa! I didn't think they were running that fast. Where are you going? You don't get to get away. The other thing we can do down here, if you don't feel like hiding behind this rock, you can kind of just sprint over here and try to pull this guy back into this corner. This also works for the archer. The archer will sometimes move forward, though. And as you can see, he took a pop shot at our head right there. That's what you get, archer. Life gem. Always good, considering we wasted 10 early on. Ugh, stupid ogre. I'm bitter. Alright, these guys are all back, so we want to again do the same thing. We want to move over behind the tree. Woo! You can see how when they get clumped together, they can be quite dangerous. Whoa, I took a hit. I almost took an arrow, too. That almost killed us. Pop a life gem. Oops. Where's the... Ah, there it is. I got turned around. We're going to clear out that archer. We want a clean area to fight. Just to be safe. No need for undue risk. Axe? No. I was kind of hoping for one of their axes. I like the axes. And since this character is going to be strength, I still haven't figured out exactly what weapon I want to use on this character for late game. I love the Zweihander in Dark Souls 1. The Dark Souls 2 version's kind of mixed. They've increased the length of the blade on it. The primary blade is, I would say, a good 20% longer. But they've also given it a really bad second attack for the heavy attack. And it's just a terrible... I'll demonstrate it when we finally get it. Whoa, whoa. That was... How did I miss him so badly? Alright, time for some throwing daggers. Throwing daggers, throwing daggers. I guess it's a throwing knife. Now this guy can cover ground quite quick. And his attacks, you might notice, his swings are very, very fast. And he also uses a very unpredictable attack pattern. So that's why this is just a whole heck of a lot easier. We'll just kite him back, let him do his swings, and then when he stops swinging, we'll throw a dagger. Woo! See how quickly he covered that ground? He is doing some damage to us because, again, our shield only has 90% mitigation. But there we go. One dead Hide Knight. Hide Knight Sword. Good. Hide Knight Sword has lightning damage on it. A lightning modifier, which is quite nice. Here you'll see it has 75 regular damage, but then 50 lightning damage. It also has a very quick attack. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I kind of like... I use swords so much, I'm trying to mix it up a little bit and do something a little different. So I think I'm going to stick with the mace. Go back down here. We now have 3,700 souls, which is good. Let me see how we're doing on time. We got about 10 minutes left. I think we're gonna try and clear. Yeah, we're gonna try and clear down by the flame lizards. We'll see if we can finish that off real quick before we head back. So we're back to this bonfire. Travel to that bonfire. And behind us here is a little area we can drop down. It's just a short little enclosed area where we can get a few nice little items, including a fire-imbued longsword. That didn't kill him? I really hate guys that wield daggers. Their attacks are so long and frantic, they just annoy me. This will be our way back out, so I didn't skip anything. That's just how we get back out. And I totally missed that jump entirely. Hey! Out of my way. I think we can get back up there and get that item. We can run up right here. Yeah, there we go. That was pretty bad. Human effigy, that's a good item to have. I will stay in human form as much as possible for the most part in the entire game. If I get down below 3 human effigies, I'm going to stop. Mainly because there's... So, one of the reasons I restarted this tutorial series a second time is I missed several key points with the first boss that I wanted to talk about. We're going to come across a gentleman named Pate here in a minute. Well, next episode we'll come across him. And if you do his little section and talk to him and get him to give you the item, later on you can summon him for the first boss. And I didn't bring this... Whoa. Stop talking and play. And it's almost always recommended that you do. Now, obviously, in order to summon him, though, you have to be in human form. At that point, it's like Dark Souls 1. You're not going to be able to summon an ally if you're not in human form. And so, for new players, you're going to want to keep a few effigies for that. And the reason we want to summon him is if you take him in and he survives, and there's 2, 3... I think 2 boss fights that you can bring him in. And if he gets through it all the way, there's a little story that goes on in the background there. And in the end, in order to see the story through to conclusion, you have to do that. So that's something to keep in mind. And I will try to point out, there's actually 2 people. That item right up there, we can't get right now. You can get that later on in game, but for right now, it's just there. It's actually almost end game that you get that. Alright, 2 caves here. We're going to go down this left cave first, because this is a very short cave, just a dead end. So we're going to run in here, we're going to pick this up. And we're going to come back out. And now down this cave, you're going to see a whole bunch of fire. And what's going on is there's a fire lizard back in there, shooting fireballs out. You can kind of see him right there. We want to get past him as there's a secret chest down there. Before we do that, though, there's 2 guys up above that they don't jump down until... Oh, there's no way that hit me. They don't jump down until you enter that cave. So you gotta go in, come back out, sneak them out, and then you can go in. We can use our Estus Flask. About done. Okay, so I'm gonna come down here to about the corner, and I'm gonna bait his attack. Like so. We're gonna back out. And the first attack goes the farthest, and then the next 2... Oh! Okay, good. We were in the invulnerability. Go shorter. Now, in here is a chest with a fire longsword. Quite nice to have. Alright, we're going to wait for the next volley of blast to go. And run out. We're going to pick that up as we go. And run away. Those guys are pretty darn tough. They're designed for mid to late game. We're not going to pick a fight with them right now. And I say them because there's one there. There's a total of 4 of them. There's 2 more directly ahead of us, and then there's 2 underground. To get out of here, we're going to climb up this ladder. And head this way and back out that hole in the wall that we had seen earlier. And we'll have to go through this little area again. Just want to be careful for the firebomb guy. Stop here, let him move a little bit. Alright, good. You know what? I was not going to kill you, but then you hit me with a firebomb, so now you die. That's what you get. That's what you get. Alright, I think that about covers it for this episode. Let me see what we got going on here. I'll check the timer here in a sec. Get back in here. Where'd my phone go? Where's my timer? We're down to 3 minutes. Do we want to... Yeah, we're gonna call it. One thing we're gonna do before that is we have 4,500 souls. We're gonna buy this Pharaoh's Lockstone. And this will come into play in a little bit here. This is an item... Do I want this yet? You know what? No, we're not going to actually buy this. Sorry. We haven't done a single level is why I'm not going to do that. We're still soul level 13 or whatever it is we started off at. And I want to get a few levels in. Get rid of that. I'm looking here. So we can assume that. Yes, use. We're going to go back and we're going to level up real quick and we'll get the blacksmith out. Then we'll call it an episode. So back to Majula. Alright. First thing we can do is we can unlock... There?
Ah, yes. Very good. Now I can get to work. But first, let me set up. Come again.
So now we have a blacksmith right here. And we're going to come in here real quick and open this chest. And there's a short bow here, which is good. I'm a big pro on bows. I love having a way of aggroing enemies and bringing them to me from range. And just to make sure we can use it, what do we need here? We're going to need 12 dex. So crossbows in general scale better with strength. Bow and arrows in general scale better with dexterity. However, there are some strength bows and there are some, well, I don't know if there's a dexterity crossbow. Maybe. Alvia might be one, I'm not sure. But, you know, it's a dex scaling. We'll probably, I think we only need 1 point, so let's level up a little bit. Yeah. Level up. Oh, I forgot the stupid other item I didn't want. Dex 11. So we only need to put 1 point in there. That's good. Let's do that. Now we can use that bow. Then we also want, let's get that up to 10. Get that up as high as we can. We can go to 8. That'll help a little bit. There we go. And let's reset the bonfire. Just to set him up. Because we have a bow now, but we don't have any arrows. But our friendly blacksmith here...
You, stand back. This, the name, and you, a man, not...
Gonna skip through. He does tell some interesting stories. He's kind of funny. I do recommend talking to him. But he sells arrows. Arrows. So let's pick up our maximum number of arrows. 59. That'll work. There we go. We're down to 2 souls. Oh, yeah.
I'll be around.
We can equip those arrows. And now we have a ranged attack, which is always nice. You can go snipe the ogre. That stupid ogre. Stupid ogre. Alright, I did forget one thing back here. It seems to be common for me. Do I want to show this now or next episode? We'll start that in the next episode. That's been 30 minutes right there, so we'll try and keep this relatively short. Next episode, we're going to start working our way towards the first boss. We probably won't get to him, but he'll be early in the episode right after that. Till then, though, this has been Paler. Thanks for watching.